It is my favorite day of the week. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shauna, and if you are new here, we are a homeschooling family of 4. We are in our 8th year of homeschooling. We have a 7th grader and a 3rd grader. Today, I wanted to not just tell you, but show you, take you along for Mom and Me Monday. Before we go any further, guys, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on that bell for notification, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. I have been getting questions like, how is it possible? How is it possible that you do all these things and it doesn't take you all day? And there are actually a few answers for that. One, it doesn't have to take us all day. We're in Texas. We don't have a lot of oversight. We don't have minimum days requirements or minimum hours requirements. So that's incredibly helpful. 2, my kids get on it and they do what they need to do. So there's not a lot of fighting, there's not a lot of wasted time, there's not a lot of pushback, which helps everything go a lot faster. And number 3, something that I instituted a couple years ago, and it is my absolute favorite. We start our week with Mom and Me Monday. Now, what is that? What that is, if you are unfamiliar, we will combine in our homeschool as many things as we can. So our histories tend to be combined so that I'm not teaching multiple histories because it's easier as a group study, to be honest with you. A lot of our unit study things are combined, a lot of our science. I love to combine our science. Now that doesn't mean that I don't have different expectations for my different children as it relates to the things that are combined. I am not expecting the same output from my 3rd grader that I am from my 7th grader because that is unreasonable. However, we do combine the lessons and things like that, and it makes everybody's lives a little easier. The way that we are combining those is we do what is called Mom and Me Monday. Now, my premise on Mom and Me Monday, the whole reason I started this, I have a background in hairstyling, and I always found that Mondays were kind of an incredibly pivotal day for myself where it lays my foundation for the entire week. And this is still absolutely true. So if I can put in a lot of work on Monday, which anytime I've had standing appointments or huge obligations, things like that, it just doesn't always work out for me on Mondays. It feels really hard. And I don't know if that's just my prior scheduled life coming in, but what I like to do, especially in our homeschool, is lay a solid foundation for our week on Monday. You guys know I work from home, I do a lot of other things, and so I can easily get distracted if I am not committing to a chunk of time with my kids and their schoolwork, especially as they need me less and less. So one way that I do that is Mom and Me Monday. And what that means is that everything that needs me in an effort to help really teach it, that we can do together, we are tackling together on Mom and Me Monday. So we are basically working entirely together from the start to the finish on Mondays, with the exception of individual math lessons. So if I can get through, and I've got my little cheat sheet here, we've actually already finished High GASFE for the year, which is Have I Got a Story for You, an art history study program, video based. We've actually already finished it for the year because there's only 12 lessons. Dinos 101, we will sit down and do together. Texas history, again, sit down, do together. I do have a video coming up on that really soon. Chemistry, sit down, do together those lessons. Tech essentials, sit down, do together. Filmmaking, sit down, do together. And then the math lesson is individual. Actually, my 7th grader, it's video based, so she doesn't really need me anymore. And my 3rd graders is also video based, but I'm here to help. So by tackling these bigger bites, these bigger portions on Mondays, it frees up the rest of our week. Now, I'm still here, I'm still available, and I'm still helping the rest of the week. So I am still going over, sentences and writing assignments and checking math work and all of those things every other day of the week. Or, for example, if we are reading something in Michael Clay Thompson, we'll usually tackle that on Tuesday. For my little one, we'll tackle reading the chapter together on Tuesday, and then we'll work the sentences every day together, and that's how that works. But it gives us, it's the premise of Eat the Frog. So we're taking the biggest bites first on Monday, and we are investing more time on Monday, and we're doing it all together, so it's quite a bit more enjoyable on Monday, so that their days for the rest of the week can be a little bit easier. And you will see that in the videos following this one. I'm giving you a look inside the day of my 3rd grader and the day of my 7th grader. So stay tuned for those. But I wanted to give you a look first and foremost into our Mom and Me Monday, and that is because it is so incredibly important and pivotal to the success of the rest of our week. So a couple of things to note. Again, we're in Texas, not a lot of oversight or requirements. We are going into the holiday season when our personal lives ramp up quite a bit, and so our homeschool lives, we just kind of take our foot off the gas, and there are a few things that now, as we are getting into that halfway point of the year, I am assessing. So I am saying, oh, you know, my third grader only has one more like book, poetry study to do for Michael Clay Thompson. So I am now pushing that off till after the first of the year so that we have a reasonable amount of work to come back to. If not, we'd be finishing like by Christmas and I didn't need to get the next level or something. So we're not doing that. But there are several things, film studies, dinos, where we're halfway done. So it is about the time when we probably will start shelving that, make our school lives a little bit easier for the next month or so, and then pick it back up heavy again in January to get back into that school routine where, again, the same thing will happen, where it kind of tapers off toward the end of the year, and that is how we like it. It is very similar to the way that our weeks shake out. A lot on Monday, and by Thursday, maybe an hour worth of work, because it does kind of taper off for what's left for the end of the week. So this is what we are doing. This is what I am bringing you along for, so let's go. All right, guys, as you can see, on Mondays, we do start a little bit earlier. My girls like to watch something first thing, so we will usually make that one of their video lessons. So this one starts at about 8:14 in the morning, goes till about 8:41. They have gotten ready, done the guinea pig, and they are back and ready to go with their next task here, which is Tech Essentials from CompuScholar. They just sit down and they know what to click on next, and they know what they need to do, and they really get it going. So I keep saying it, this year I just really am more support staff than anything, but they know what to queue up and they know what to get going on. Here is Dinos 101. So we are watching the lesson together. They are working in their books, and this is one of the mid-lesson questions here. If you want a deeper look at the Dinos 101, here's the fossil viewer, my absolute favorite part. Then I do have a recent video up on that will give you an inside look at the Dinos 101. As you can see, we've been at it for a little over an hour, and now we're going through chemistry together. And I do have out my periodic table of the elements game with those amazing high-resolution flashcards that have all the information you need. I've been using it in tandem with the middle school chemistry that we are using this year. It's just giving us a little bit of a hands-on, little bit of a different approach utilizing those cards and games. As you can see, we are going through the lesson. We are pointing out what all of the electrons, kind of pinpointing the different elements based on the number of electrons or the atomic weight and things like that. And it has been really fun to watch both of my girls start utilizing that science side of their brain, moving right along into Texas history. Now, I do have a video coming up on this because we've been, and it's not my normal style, but we've been a little bit piecemealing our Texas history study this year. We went really, really hard into indigenous peoples and tribes of Texas. So we are just now moving on to explorers and the Spanish missions here in Texas, not too far from us. So we definitely are planning a field trip coming up in the spring. But I do plan to share, I think it's actually going up next week, a little bit of a deeper look at some of the Texas history resources that we have been using, because I think they're great and high quality. And we've done a great job of really getting an in-depth look at Texas history. At 10:33, they have split for math. So this is actually my little ones, Delta level math, and at the exact same time, my big one is in the office running down her math. My little one is moving on to her sheet of math at 10:40. And then my big one is going straight from her lesson, her math lesson, working it alongside Mr. Dennison, right into her doing it on her own. And then she will check her answers. And as you can see, the little one sat here and did her math with a little bit of help involved, but she's finding the area of a trapezoid this specific week, which I do actually like the way that Mr. Demi approaches this with the average base instead of base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2 times the height. I think just finding the average of the base, like it just feels a little bit lighter. I know it's the exact same thing, but it's working really well. And here is my big kid working on her Denison algebra, which we are still loving, so thankful to have. And she likes to run this in my office. I think it's a little bit more of a secluded environment for her, and it really is paying off tons, but they will actually work on their individual math lessons at the exact same time, and I am usually in with the younger one. I am not as much help for the older one as I once was. So if she needs any help, we are definitely working through that process together, or phoning a friend, which is Dad. But it is what it is at this point. And as you can see, 10:56, and she has finished up. That's the end. Guys, I hope that you found any of that helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, you can find me down in the comments or over on Instagram. I also have absolutely everything that I have talked about linked on my favorites page on my website. Again, linked in the description box down below. You can just find a button for each one of those pieces. And if you have more in-depth questions, I very likely already have a video about these pieces here on this channel. And if I don't yet, they'll be coming soon. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this look at our Mom and Me Monday, because it has been a game changer for us. It is my absolute favorite day of the week, and my kids agree. Bye guys.